Hey everyone, so this is a review of the 1/6 scale Angry Old Man head sculpt by 11. I bought this from 16kit.com. I'll pop a link in the description for you. Absolutely incredible service there, can't praise them enough for that. Ordered it on Sunday the 9th of April, Sunday the 8th rather, and by the following Thursday it had been delivered. So it had come all the way from Hong Kong in about 3.5 days, and it was posted out free as well. Everything on 16kit is free post, and it's all really good price as well. So while this guy's available, if you're interested, get it while you can. Obviously it is a third party head sculpt, but it's undeniable who it is. But if you don't know, it is the Logan from the end of the self-titled film. Done again by 11, fantastic detail there. Let's just turn him around a little bit so you can see a bit more of the kind of scars and things on the vein on the side of his head. Really lovely detail on that. Again, I can't state how fantastic just the overall level of sculpt and the paintwork is as well. Just the intensity in his brow, the anger in his face, really good. This is the third iteration of Logan that 11's done. They've all been fantastic. We've had the younger looking Logan from Days of Future Past X1, X2, where he's got his hair kind of swept back in the traditional comic booky Wolverine hair. And then he also did more recently the hair sculpt where he's got the beard from the beginning of Logan, where he's the limo driver. It was a little bit more dishevelled. Again, both fantastic. This one just knocks them out of the park by comparison, and that's saying something. In my opinion, there's a couple of Hot Toys which I hold in very high regard at the minute for detail and things like that. So that's the Tom Holland Spider-Man, love that head sculpt. We've got the Downey Jr. from the Civil War Iron Man, and the Civil War cap on there. They're so good, and this is up there with them. And it's not even a Hot Toys head sculpt. I mean, this was $40, so it translates to about £25 it cost me with postage included. And yeah, you're lucky to get a Hot Toys head sculpt with this much detail on for less. Absolutely fantastic attention to detail on it, and again, it's undeniably Hugh Jackman. You know that, you know who it is. You've got a lot of kind of expression in his face, what I really like too. Absolutely cracking job by 11 there. Also big thanks to Andy over at Keyboard Warriors. I'll pop a link to his channel in there too, so you can go and have a look at some of his reviews. Or however, if you're watching my review, you likely know who he is. He's absolutely fantastic for doing this for me, because he's lent me the body, which is the Gang Hood 1/6 muscle body, and the clothes as well. I just ordered the head sculpt just while I could, because they are going to be in short supply. And he was kind enough to lend me the body so that I could do this review. Otherwise I would have just had a kind of head sculpt rolling around in my hand. So get into a bit of context with him, but he's really nice. Again, all the clothes are Gang Hood as well, it all fits him really well. I'll just quickly swap out the head sculpt, because Andy again has been kind enough to lend me the bearded head so that I can do a bit of a comparison too. So I'll swap them out and I'll get back to you. So this is the bearded head from the beginning of the film. The camera really doesn't quite do it justice. It's got a bit of a lighting kind of sheen on him, but he is really nicely painted. Lovely detail as well. You get all the intensity in his eyebrows. I love it because he looks a bit more kind of dishevelled and a bit more run down, which he does at the beginning of the film. So it's great. It captures the character really nicely. But I mean, as Andy said in his review of the actual head sculpt, if this one's standard definition, this one's HD. I mean, it just looks so angry, and it captures the character perfectly. So I'll swap it back. There's a couple of really cool features on the new Angry Old Man head sculpt as well, so we'll have a look at those in a little bit more detail. So before I pop the head sculpt back on, I'll just address one little thing that Andy filled me on last night actually when he was popping round. This is the gang hood muscle body. He made me aware that sometimes with all the third parties there's a bit of problems with compatibility between ball joints and the heads, and sometimes the neck pegs can give him a bit of a giraffe neck, make him look a little bit disproportionate. So what Andy's advice was to stick the head onto the torso like this, onto the neck, but without a ball joint, so it just fits on just with friction. It's really good, it hugs it to it really nicely, so I'll just pop that on there. And while I lift my thumb away, you'll notice that a pretty obvious feature is missing. In fact, Angry Old Man Logan hasn't misplaced his dentures, don't worry. They're just a separate component, which is really cool. So you get them here. What's really, really interesting is that even though you only see this bit of the teeth, they've done all the way back into the jaw, which is a lovely, lovely little feature. Lovely bit of attention to detail that, frankly, you're never going to see, but you know it's there. The other thing is, if you can kind of see here, what I'll do is I'll just see if I can focus in there. Prise the camera, prise the teeth open, and they move. They've got a bit of posability to them, and there's a little tongue inside there too. So that's insane attention to detail. But what makes it so you can do is, if you get the back of the head, you've got a slot the teeth back in there with them slightly open, and you see he's not quite biting down and snarling as much as he's more growling. So again, really, really cool. If you just push the teeth from the back, you notice that they just tighten up, and it's just held in with friction, but really, really cool. Apparently that is confirmed as well, that is a feature that was intentionally designed into the actual teeth sculpt, so you could give them a little bit more emotion. So posable teeth, it's the future. So yeah, I'll pose him up a bit, so we'll get him into more of an action ready pose, and we'll get down to like final thoughts. So I've got him posed up now. Not really done much to it, to be honest. I've just shifted the clothes around. The head sculpt does all the talking really, and that's what I like about it. You know, you tend to find that some characters that they've been doing sculpts of, especially like some of the recent Hot Toys, have got like a deadpan face, and it just needs just a little bit more emotion just captured in an expression, just to kind of lift them into the realms of reality. And this does. I mean, that face is undeniably Hugh Jackman's Logan. It's so good. He looks really ferocious. Captures the essence of that bit from the end of the film really nicely. When I've got my own setup, like my own body and my own outfit, I am going to try doing a bit of damage and weathering both to the costume and to the skin, just to kind of make him look a little bit more like the end of the movie. But you know, if you want to leave him as he is, it's totally fine either way. Again, the face does all the business. Solid 10 out of 10 on that one for me. What I would say for the moment is, if you can see one online, if you go onto 16 Kit's site and you've got one there available, because it is in stock, get one while you can. You know, it's my philosophy behind this was, it's just over 20 quid. Bought the head, worry about the rest later. The simple reason is, this is the second run of the head sculpt that Eleven's done. Apparently at the time he said he was only doing one run and that was it. A little bit more kind of pressure, a little bit of kind of nudging from I believe Kit and the community basically said, you know, more people want this, can you do some more? So he's kind of begrudgingly, from what I can work out there, he's done some more, but I don't reckon he'll do any more again. I think this is probably the last run of them, so get it while you can, because if not, you will come across people later down the line either trying to flip him for an astronomical amount of money, more than what you paid for it initially, or alternatively you'll find bad knockoff recasts from eBay that I promise you won't be anywhere near this level of quality. Get on it while you can. I mean, again, kit on the website, some great stuff. Got all the gang hood body, which is what you're using here. The claws as well, these are die cast claws. You know, they're cheap and cheery as well. And if you really wanted to, gang could actually also do a 1/6 black suit. So this black suit he wears at the beginning of the movie, gang could have done that. So you could either get the bearded one or this one, it'd work perfectly fine, and pop that on it too. And it's another one that's worth picking up while you can justify it, because it's probably not going to stick around too long. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed my second review. There's going to be more to come, I'm sure. Really enjoyed it, loving this figure. Can't wait to get my own setup, so I can start having a play around with it, and like I said, doing a bit of doctoring to the costume. But absolutely stellar work by 11 as well. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you leave me a comment, a like, a subscribe, you know, any criticisms, anything like that, it's early days, so I'd really like and appreciate a little bit of feedback. But if you do pop me a subscribe as well, there's also that little bell icon so you can get notifications when new videos come through too. But thanks very much for watching, I'll see you next time.